After coming from behind to beat Kennesaw State in the FCS playoffs last weekend, the ETSU Buccaneers are now in the quarterfinals of the FCS playoffs. Saturday at noon, the 7th-ranked Buccaneers will get a chance to extend its historic season against perennial power and 2nd-ranked North Dakota State. Coming up, you will see the excitement is high in the Tri-Cities for ETSU football, a championship season.
ETSU Football, a championship season, brought to you by ETSU.
Told you guys at halftime, told you guys last week, or last night, that I love this football team, didn't want this football team to be done. That's a great example of why. There's a number of reasons. It ain't because you just win. It's because you fight. 15-3 this year. But we led a 15-3 and 11-1 tonight. Because tomorrow, what are we? 0-0. 0-0. Love you guys, proud to be your coach, and we ain't done yet. We ain't done yet.
There you go. We ain't done yet.
Oh, not yet.
There you go. Welcome to another edition of ETSU Football, championship season. I'm Kenny Hawkins, joined in studio by Nick Dugan, and our third member of the team holding it down in Fargo. He's used to that. He's from Minnesota, Jesse Kroll. The Bucs are now on the ground in Fargo, where they've entered the stadium. In the next 30 minutes, we're going to dive deep into the Bucs matchup against North Dakota State, while also looking at some key factors for the showdown.
Yeah, but before we do that, Kenny, we've got to take a look back on how this team got to the quarterfinals. The Buccaneers looked as though they might roll past Kennesaw State. Starting quarterback Xavier Shepard suffered a game-ending leg injury while the Bucs held a comfortable lead. But that's when this game got interesting. Jesse tells us the rest of the story.
That's right, Nick. Being at that stadium, it kind of looked like this game was going to be towards the end. It's going to be over. There was already fans leaving by the third quarter, so everyone kind of gave up on the Buccaneers, but that seems to be a common theme this season. But before we go into the NDSU showdown that you guys brought up and we preview that one, we got to take a step back and look backwards and rewind it just a little bit and see how that game unfolded last week.
Tyler Rydell and the Buccaneers of ETSU. Holmes got a seam. Quay Holmes will spin. Is still alive. Touchdown. One of the best you'll ever see.
He didn't know it at the time, but that statement was about to hold true for the entire contest.
I said it to you earlier. Football is a game of wills.
Something neither of these teams lacked in the second half. Kennesaw State trailed by 10 in the third and were down to their backup quarterback, but the Big South team was moving in the right direction.
That's what you call taking momentum away from the home crowd, because it is silent in here right now.
It'd get a lot more quiet. The Owls rattled off 10 more points to hold a 31-17 lead.
Did he possibly just put this one in the icebox for his football team?
No. This was just about to heat up. The Buccaneers might have been down 14 with a minute and a half left, but these boys were certainly not out.
Puzzy, get it, touchdown.
These Bucs still had a long way to go, though.
Do you like the high hops on the onside kick? Do you like that the best?
It doesn't matter what he likes, as long as the Bucs recover the onside kick.
The Buccaneers have executed the onside kick.
They still had to find the end zone, though.
Run it.
Gonna throw end zone.
And that's clutch.
Caught. Touchdown. Quay Holmes.
So number one thinks they should go for two, and what Quay wants, Quay gets.
For the potential lead. Rydell. Throw end zone. It is caught. It is caught.
But with 30 seconds left, Kennesaw State still had a chance. Or at least they thought so.
Gonna unload.
Knock it down.
It is incomplete.
Whether it was on offense or defense, though, the Bucs got some help from someone that wasn't on the roster.
I lost my dad 10 years ago today. So there was a point when it was 31-17. I told him I need a little help. So
So this was one of the best ETSU has ever seen.
Yeah, this ETSU squad has made plenty of history this year, but they're not the first program in history, the first group in program history, I should say, to reach the FCS quarterfinals. That distinction belongs to the 1996 Bucks, who remember that season well and see some similarities with this 2021 team.
What I remember most is the brotherhood we had.
Tyson Taylor, that's it.
That's one of the fondest memories, just building that bond and growing those friendships.
A lasting camaraderie that the Bucks squad began building well before the 96 season opener.
Yeah, the 4:30 a.m.
Oh, yeah. It started during that summer because most of us stayed back during that summer. We worked out together.
We all did everything we were together. No man was left out. And you bring that same mentality to the field and to game day. It was miraculous, really. It really was.
That mentality led to a 9-2 regular season record that year, including a 7-game win streak and a berth in the Division I AA playoffs.
Against East Tennessee State, that one will be played in Johnson City, Tennessee.
And there's only one word to describe that feeling of entering the Memorial Center to play Villanova on November 30th.
It was almost magical.
No magic, but a little trickeration helped ETSU to a hard-fought 35-29 victory to claim the school's first national quarterfinal appearance.
As time goes on, you realize the importance and how great that was.
The 96 team saw their season come to an end in those quarterfinals at Montana. But now in 2021, this Bucks squad has that same chance in the Final 8 against North Dakota State.
At this stage in my life now, we hopeful that they'll beat our records and be more successful than we were in '96.
Them playing together, I think they have a special bond, and they worked for each other.
And if they can do that Saturday?
Hold on, if we winning. Hold on, you talking about if we winning this game?
I like that confidence from Craig. The leader of that 1996 team was Mike Cavan, who is now the Director of Football Administration for the Georgia Bulldogs. I had a chance to speak with Coach Cavan earlier in the week, and he says he always knew the Bucks would return to this stage. Coach, first of all, good to see you. It's been a while.
It has, Ken. It's good to see you also.
We just had an opportunity to speak to a few of your players about 1996 and the run that you guys had. At that point in time. Talk to me about how fun, how much of a mark did that leave in your life?
I'll never forget the second day I was on the job, the school newspaper came out and said, we need to give football up. And I thought, boy, this is a great way to start off. But we came there and really just put it all together, just started recruiting and started getting players to come believe that we could win. And we got into playoffs and won a game and then had to go to Montana. It's kind of similar to what's going on right now.
Really.
When we played Montana, that was different. Ooh, that was different. Frozen field. I mean, it was, I would have liked to have played that game somewhere else.
You came in kind of at the height of really basketball. This is when everything was going good with a team that got to 10th in the country, on the tail end of that. A lot of people thought it was a basketball school. How did you prove to them, no, this could be a football school?
Well, I thought that was a great advantage for us recruiting wise, because we would, the dome would be just about packed for the basketball,
Yeah.
Of course, we had to fib a little bit and say things are going to happen when we play football here, So, but, bringing kids in there to see that and see the atmosphere, I thought the basketball sold us. I really did. I never looked at it any other way. It was a great time for the basketball, but we fed off of that.
One of the things that obviously that did not happen at the time was fan support. Let's just be honest. Yeah. Now we do have the outside stadium, and they have broken the attendance records, for them at least 4 times this year by putting in almost 11,000.
When I came, it was, it had been down so long, that it just, it didn't catch on with the fans, But that, I really never, I don't think it really bothered me. I think it hurt me for the players more than anything. You fight that in 1AA football and Division II. I was in Division II also. You fight that all along. That there's not that much fan base on any of those programs, So, but as you build it over time, it builds up. And as I say, and they're doing that now at East Tennessee State. They continue to do this. People will continue to come. I mean, they put a good product on the field. You got enough people in that area that will come and support. And I hope that's what continues to happen.
Now, from the team that was back to the team that is, and there may not be anyone who knows this Buck squad and their opponent quite like starting center Joe Schreiber, who stood on both the Bison and Buck sidelines in his young football career.
It's been an interesting journey for me.
Since graduating from Eden Prairie High School in 2018, Joe Schreiber has played college football at 3 different institutions. He spent 2 seasons with the NDSU Bison before transferring out to Iowa Western Community College.
And then I was lucky enough to get an opportunity to come out here, and it's been great ever since.
The Minnesota native found his way to ETSU in the spring of 2021, and Johnson City is already starting to feel like home.
It's been nice to be able to come somewhere where I could settle in for the first time, in my career. And, I love all the guys. I love the coaches. And it's cool to be a part of the success here.
And according to head coach Randy Sanders, Schreiber has been an integral part of that recent success.
You bring in a guy, he adds to the offensive line, and he helps you win 15 of the next 18 football games. That's been a good thing.
This weekend, Schreiber is set to return to where his college football career began.
It'll be a surreal moment going in there and getting to play against my old buddies, but it'll also be a really cool experience. I'll get to have a lot of family that hasn't been able to see me play in college, get to see me play in person.
Bison head coach Matt Entz remembers the O-lineman quite well.
Joe's I had the opportunity to recruit Joe out of the Minneapolis area. Great kid.
And everyone wants to know if his time in Fargo will give him and the Bucks a leg up on the competition.
He was here for 2 years. Both years he was here. He was on the scout team. So, I don't know.
But if you ask Joe?
I would say so, just having the experience of what it's like to be in that stadium. And, it's loud in there and it's hot in there. And so, helping get our guys prepared and helping them out any way I can.
Coming up, we break down the Bison and their championship dynasty. Plus, Jesse joins us again live from Fargo to break down North Dakota State University's dome field advantage. We'll be right back.